Alexia Thainara comes in at minus 620, going up against Bruna Brasil, who comes in at plus 470. Now, this is a rematch of a fight that took place about 6.5 years ago when Brasil was able to get the third round guillotine choke over Thainara, but I think it's clear that Thainara has made significant improvements since then, which has led to this 11-fight winning streak she now finds herself on, with her last 2 wins coming with the UFC. Now, in her first UFC fight, she ran over Molly McCann in the first round and got a submission. And the last time around, we saw her go out there and just dominate Loma Lookboonmee with multiple takedowns and significant control time, easily winning that fight on the scorecards. Thainara is a training partner of UFC flyweight Amanda Hebos. Very close training partners, but I think when it's all said and done, Thainara will be the one that has a better career. She's very aggressive in the offensive striking game and grappling game, which is often why you see her in the driver's seat no matter which matchup she's in. Her Contender Series performance was a tough one against Rose Conceição, but she still managed to dominate that fight even against an LFA champion. I believe Thainara's aggression is a big part of her success in her game, and her ability to establish top position once she gets to her grappling makes her even harder to deal with for a lot of her opponents. And she's only 28 years old. She's getting better every single time out, and I think we're going to see a perfect contrast of when she first fought Bruna Brasil to when she fights her this weekend. Now, switching over to the Bruna Brasil side of things, she's coming off of a pretty boring decision loss against Ketlin Souza at the beginning of February. Brasil is stepping in for injured Stephanie Luciano, and this seems like a spot for Brasil to remind herself that she's still decent, but also an opportunity for Thainara to showcase how much she's improved as well. Brasil is a fighter, in my opinion, that has more mental issues than actual skill or physical issues. She's athletic, she's fast, she has some good range to her striking style. She likes to pick opponents apart from distance. She has a mediocre grappling game as well when she can rely on it. But to me, she just seems way too gun-shy in her fights, which is why Ketlin Souza, Kong Wang, and even Loma Lookboonmee are able to beat her pretty convincingly. Her wins against Shi Ming, Molly McCann, Shauna Bannon, those are fights where she goes into them knowing she's much better than her opponents and actually going out there and executing her game plan and winning them pretty clearly. But when she goes up against fighters that are able to stay away from her distance striking game, corral her up against the cage, clinch her against the cage, similar to what Ketlin Souza was able to do, we just see Brasil kind of freeze up and allow opponents to just dictate the pace of fights, and she ends up losing them. So now here in this matchup, or this rematch against Alexia Thainara, Brasil is looking to go 2-0 against Thainara to try to get that confidence back as well. Their first fight, very close, very sloppy, but very close, right? Both women still very early in their career. Back when they faced each other in November of 2019, it looked like Thainara aggressive, moving forward, throwing big, winging, reckless shots, landing a few takedowns, getting some good control time, defending the submissions and arm bars that were coming off the back from Brasil. And Brasil was able to just kind of counter Thainara in the striking game as well with her jab. But it was clear after that second round that both women were very exhausted, very gassed out, so much so that Brasil needed her corner to help her back to her feet to get back to the stool. And then in the opening seconds of round 3, Thainara goes for a takedown. She gets caught in a guillotine and doesn't really fight it all that much considering how tired she is. And we got the tap from her. But I think we're going to see a complete opposite this time. I think Thainara has learned from those mistakes. You can see it in the 11-fight winning streak that she's on right now, and she's very aggressive, and I think she'll bring that aggression here against Brasil. I don't know if it's so much so to the point she'll actually get a finish. I think she'll dominate Brasil pretty easily here with that forward pressure, taking this fight to the ground, keeping Brasil on her back and dominating her from top position. So I like Thainara here. I don't mind her at this chalky price either. I think she's more than worthy of being a parlay piece. I'm just struggling a little bit in terms of the method of victory. 8 of Thainara's 13 wins have come by submission. It's possible she can pull off another one here, but in terms of my official prediction, I'll go Thainara and Thainara by decision.